Hostas and conifers and more. Oh my! Welcome to Dave's Garden. On this 10,000 square foot suburban property, Dave has created paths and multi-level beds that hold more than 200 hostas, many rare and unusual conifers and Japanese maples, as well as other very special plants. Dave's hard work and dedication are clearly evident in his careful placement of plants and garden ornaments, including Japanese stone lanterns, a contemplative Buddha, Belgian block edging, a dry creek, innovative planters, and a flowing stream which ends in a pond graced by very active gold, white, and orange koi. Varying pathways and decorative arbors help define garden sections. Visitors have the opportunity to get up close and personal with the plants because the beds are slender. Clear labels mark those specimens whose names are known. Screened from passers-by and the street by large, dense plantings, one would never guess what a special place lies within. Join me as Dave leads a tour of his garden. We'll begin at a recently created street-side section bathed in full sun, and then move to the shady interior.
This was all created this year.
Starting in spring of 2020?
The end of 2019 and 2020. I bought in probably 10 loads, maybe 12 yards of soil, and I reduced my lawn, built up these little berms here and edged it out with the Belgian block. And it's a nice sunny area, so I was able to put quite a few different conifers in. Some of the hostas that can handle the sun. This is a very interesting hosta right here. It's called erotica. Has some beautiful streaking in it. Does very well with the in the sun.
Any others that you find particularly interesting?
This is a nice one. This is called Crybaby. I purchased this at one of our hosta auctions that we had. It came from Dave Chopko's garden. He had it up for auction. And one of the interesting things is that I have this plant also in the back in deeper shade, and the leaves are darker green. It doesn't have all this white in it. This one, being in the sun, has more white to it, and it's beautiful, especially in the spring when it first came up. It had beautiful coloration to it. Very nice. And this is a new addition to my garden. This I just put in the spring. Japanese maple.
Very unusual leaves for
Yes.
a Japanese maple.
Yes, it's beautiful undercover, under the leaf. It's nice reddish colors here.
Are the leaves spotted?
Yes.
But smooth?
Yes.
There's no texture to it?
Um,
No unusual texture?
No unusual texture. And it's called, this is called Eskimo Sunset. I had one in another part of my garden. I had it for about 8 years, and the bark split on it, and it got some type of disease, and it died on me. And I was able to find this at Plant Detectives.
Up in Chester.
Up in Chester. They had 2 of them, so I was really happy when I saw it there. From Plant Delights. And it's called Atlantis, is the popular name. I guess the common name is what they call it.
Have you ever visited their place?
No, I haven't. I've never been there.
My niece lives just a little ways from there. and she goes whenever they have their sales, their open days.
And
This one looks interesting.
yes, it's called Bachelor Party. It's got some beautiful curvature on the leaves, the pointy tips, and then the variegation. Very pretty. And it does very well here, and it's in the sun all day. It does very, very well. And here's an unusual cryptomeria. That's a new addition to my garden. That's been in for 2 years now. I can just get in here, I can tell you what it is. I don't know the names offhand.
That's all right.
It's marked, but I can't.
This is a nice.
Yes, it has beautiful new growth. You can see how it starts out like this, the new growth.
Very tight.
Very tight, yes. And this bush, this particular conifer will turn yellow starting in late November, and by January it's almost all yellow. It's very, very nice in the garden in the wintertime. Very nice.
Now, what do we have growing around that hosta?
Those are pansies, believe it or not, that were put in the spring and have managed to stay alive through this heat.
I would have guessed some type of violet from this distance.
No, they're pansies.
Jack says there's got to be a bone here someplace.
These are some nice. This is a nice winter lightning. It's got some real nice striping in it.
All right. The bloom is very nice.
Yes.
Usually just one stalk?
Well, no, it's got
are there
more coming.
more and
Yes.
I'm not seeing
It's got
them?
some here and here that are coming up.
And beyond it, the more yellow one, that pink flower that I see is not a hosta flower,
No.
is it? Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, you have some very interesting specimens here.
Thank you. This I just got. I'm getting ready to put this in the ground here. And that one is called Georgia's Sweetheart.
Something's been digging in it.
Yes, probably squirrels. I have lots of squirrels here, and they.
What would you like to say about this area? Anything
there's some-
special?
Yeah, there's some really nice conifers in here. This one I just purchased this year. It's called Weasel's Seguro. It gets to be about 6 feet high, but it stays very narrow. So I thought it would be a good spot for it.
Yeah.
And here's another cryptomeria called Golden Promise. It loves the sun. It develops all this new growth in this brilliant yellowish gold color. It's really a pretty one.
And then it turns green by the fall?
Yes.
Because I
It'll
see
turn
darker green
yes,
inside there.
Yes, the older growth. And here's some more different hostas that seem to be doing very well in the sun. Snow cone is a new addition. I got that last year from our friend Bob Solberg. This is a very interesting one here. And it's called one Mackie. If I'm pronouncing it right. Seducer, which had a beautiful.
Looks like it wants to be big.
Yes.
This is a pretty one.
Yes, that's a new Medusa. That's a new plant I just got.
So lovely and
Jax.
wonderful.
mediums. Different type of mediums in here. Before in the early spring, they have such pretty dainty flowers on them.
I see some ginger in there.
Yes. I have some black bamboo growing. There's also a dove tree that's back there that has beautiful variegated leaves. It's a little on the small side yet. That was just put in a few years ago. And this is one of my prize hostas right here. Unfortunately, no one knows the name of it as of yet. So if anyone watching the video knows what this plant is, I'd appreciate if you could share it with me.
And we have our Buddha sitting in there, meditating.
And this is a very nice umbrella, Japanese umbrella pine.
I'm going to lose the tip in the sun.
Yeah.
Hazards.
I don't know, did you want to
Whatever you want to
yeah,
highlight.
I guess a video of this?
Sure. And those waiting in the wings.
Yes, those are all new acquirements. And this is a Japanese red bark pine. This tree is probably 50 years old. And it's just got the magnificent bark. Beautiful, beautiful tree.
And we have begonias growing.
These are coleus.
Coleus.
I am a big fan of coleus, so I have a lot of different coleus planters all over.
Uh-huh.
Varieties.
Okay.
I didn't plant up in here because I didn't want to invade the roots
Of
on
the,
this tree.
yeah.
So whatever I had in here, I dug everything out.
Okay.
I guess we can start here and then we can walk around in there. This, which is called pineapple juice, which is a really nice, very nice elongated leaf, nice yellow. This one, I don't know what this one is. Not sure what that one was.
I love your fish.
Thank you. And these are all little ones that I just purchased and I planted in here this year. This is blueberry waffles.
Say again?
Blueberry waffles. Here's a collection of minis that I have. A lot of different mouse.
With all those wonderful stones from the
Yes.
streets in.
Yes, these stones I accumulated over time. They were originally the streets of Jersey City. And I was able to acquire them and did a lot of building of walls, edges, using them. And I guess you could go up into the
Okay, I'll follow you.
This is a very nice Japanese maple in the spring. It's got some beautiful coloring in it. It's called Ghost. Gray Ghost. And here's a little dry stream bed that I built. Put my fish in there. Got some different ferns.
And another Japanese lantern.
Yes. This big tree here is a magnolia. Got some beautiful star magnolia.
Back to the Nice flowers here.
Yes. And this is called Deliverance. It's real pretty flowers, nice variegation.
Behind it, curly fries.
No, this is, I believe this is bridal showers. This one here. Or bridegroom. I think that's bridegroom. This is candy dish in here.
This one
Yes,
in the back. Let's see if I can point.
yes,
Candy dish.
candy dish.
Okay.
These, and then over on this side we have some Japanese forest grass in there. This is called snake eyes. Really beautiful, beautiful plant. And back in here we have sharp dressed man. Up in there,
Say again.
sharp dressed man. That's a plant from Bob Solberg that I purchased at one of our plant sales. And back in there we have Dave's plant, Dave Chopko's plant, sourpuss.
The variegated whitish or the one to the right?
The one to the right.
Say again the name.
Sourpuss, that's from Dave Chopko. That's his introduction. It's going to get huge. That
this-
one I don't know what that is, unfortunately. Here we have lunar moth, which is quite a nice hosta. This is a European variegated tricolored beech. It's getting a little burned now from the heat, but it's beautiful in the spring when the leaves start to unfold. They have pink edging, pink, white, beautiful tree, beautiful. Say, guy.
So, how big did they get?
This is,
That's it?
yep. Here's a very nice Araceum called the Perfect Wave. It's got some beautiful, beautiful leaves.
Oh, they're variegated,
They're
sort of.
variegated, yes.
Ah.
Very nice. And back in there I have different,
Solomon seal.
yes.
And some ferns and an azalea.
And an azalea.
All right. We've been over there.
Yes. Smash hit. This one right here.
Okay. And this one
This
is.
one I don't know what this one is.
That's okay. It's living happily.
This is a seedling that just appeared one year.
A volunteer.
And I kind of like the veining in the leaves, the pointy leaf.
That's a brother also.
That's a seedling also that just popped up one year. There's an Araceum back there that had a really nice flower on it back in the early spring. Some different ferns in here. I just started incorporating some ferns into my garden.
Is somebody having a problem there?
This happened overnight.
Oh.
I think it got scorched from the heat. It'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
This is a very nice winter snow. Very nice leaf, edged in white. It's quite an old plant. I probably got that about 10 years, I guess. And there's some nice variegation in some of these. This one is called Miss Missy right here. It's got some real nice variegation in it. Very pretty. And Sea Prize also has some nice variegation to it.
Something of red.
Yes, Sharif of Grad.
I'm switching over to the planter here, or planters.
Alright, this is popcorn we have here.
Popcorn.
Yes.
Some mini.
Mini, which I'm not sure what it is. This kind of got hurt from the tropical storm that we had. The winds were just ferocious and they just blew through here and they this is called Morning Star. This one here.
Morning Star?
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful leaf on it. This one I don't have a name on that one either. This one is called Hands Up.
Again?
Hands Up.
Hands up. Nice.
Yes.
Small.
Yes, mini. This is a mini also. And here I have a mixture of conifers and hostas and some ferns. There's a voodoo lily right here.
What?
Voodoo lily.
Voodoo lily?
Yes. It's called a Chinese cobra lily.
That's the thing
This one right here.
that looks like a trillium.
Yes.
Okay.
There's some nice hostas up in here.
Nice flower.
Yes. I don't know the name of these
So-
three hostas right here. That's called climax back there. Yes.
Climax.
Yes. This is called T-Rex. This right here.
Perhaps appropriately, T-Rex, very large. This one's nice.
And this is called Gunther's Prize. This is my third attempt at this plant. And this one seems to have taken. It's really pretty plant.
We don't want to overfeed them.
They're probably not going to come up like they did at first.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Gladians in the back.
I think I have that growing, or have planned. Do you remember what it is?
No.
I love palladium.
Did you see this too? Did you get this one on video when I was telling you about this?
No.
This conifer, Japanese white pine. It's called Anima no Yuki. Got beautiful white variegation to it. White needles. And this is a very unusual Japanese maple called starfish. If you look at the leaves, how they're curled under like this, like almost like a starfish. This I purchased up in Michigan. And Dave and I rented a van and we drove up to Michigan and brought back probably over 100 different hostas that we found. And I brought back quite a few different Japanese maples and some conifers. That was a trip that we took last July. We had a lot of fun.
So that's only been in there a year?
That's been in there a year, yeah. Lion's head. nice small leaf, has a curl to it. This tree's been in here about 10 years now. And these are all different hostas that I picked up with Dave Chopko when we took our trip up to Wisconsin. We went to Van Wade's Gardens, Michigan, Wisconsin, we traveled through.
What are these?
Those are terracotta pots, and I painted them with the seal, the Flex Seal that they advertise on TV, and that's going to prevent it, hopefully, from cracking in the wintertime. So it's got a plastic seal around it.
So you did the total inside?
Yes, inside, outside, underneath. And this I made a nice 3-tier garden in here. Japanese maples. This is called spider web. Right here. Very fine leaf. This is some bamboo growing. It's called arrowhead bamboo. It's non-invasive. This is called fairy hair, another Japanese maple. Very fine leaf. That's an akuba. They can take dense shade.
Clearly.
Yes. There's quite a few different varieties.
Now is
Caladium. Green marmalade. And back there we have Hans.
the variegated
Yes.
and the gold one?
The gold one is called Splendid Sarah.
And the next one is slightly different.
This one.
No, we'll take that one.
This one is called None Lovelier. Some nice flowers on it. This one is called Pinstripe Sister. Some nice variegation on this.
Quite different from leaf to leaf.
Yes. That one I don't know what that is. And this is Zebra. I don't know if you got this one. Called Zebra.
It's a nice mini.
Yes. This one is called Stand By Me.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yes.
Now, have you pruned?
This is a Colorado. I don't prune this at all. This is a blue spruce up on top. And this was grafted.
Oh,
Very interesting.
so which is the original stock, the root stock?
This right here.
The weeping part?
No, this
No.
was grafted on also.
Oh, oh,
Yes, this was grafted on here,
I
and
see.
then this was grafted on top. This part of the garden is fairly new. I built this wall this year in the spring. Filled this all in. Started planting some hostas that I had throughout the garden that I didn't know the name of. So I placed them here. And I brought in 3 yards of soil to put through here to raise this up.
Now, is that a plant?
Yes,
Okay.
that's an aster.
Okay.
That's going to have beautiful flowers on it in September. Beautiful blue flowers. Comes up every year.
Okay.
It spreads. It's a big spreader.
Okay.
And here I have some different conifers in here. Some interesting ones. That's a nice one. This is a nice dwarf spruce, Norway spruce. This is a thuga. It's got some real pretty blue to it. This is also in the Japanese maple family. Weeping. It's got your peeling bark.
How old do you think?
This one is 15 years old.
And this is a different one.
Yes, this is a twisted needle conifer. See how the needles are all twisted? Really nice bush.
We have come to the end of our tour, having seen curving paths and shady nooks with displays of interesting and unique plants. Remember the adage carved in stone amidst the hostas, conifers, Japanese maples, and more. One is nearer God's heart in a garden than anywhere else on earth.